Welcome to the Casino Insiders, and I'm your host, Deacon Kaine. All right, everybody, how are we doing out there? I know I'm doing good. Got some interesting things. Obviously, every time I talk, it seems like I have interesting stuff to bring out. One of them's about a future report that I saw, and I wanted to kind of touch base with you guys and let you guys see it and give me your thoughts on it. The other is, I realized that I did not talk about the betting that I said I was going to talk about in last week's episode. Okay, so first of all, as you guys know, something I really like to talk about that's near and dear to our hearts is if you do have a gambling problem, please get some help. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. We want to make sure you get taken care of as well as your family. Okay? Thank you again. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. Don't forget that you can get your Mastering Roulette and Mastering Blackjack out there on Amazon.com, Kindle Unlimited, and Amazon Kindle. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get that for free. Check it out. Would love to have you read a little bit, give me a little bit of feedback, tell me what you think. I'm still working on the Baccarat book that I lost, but you know what? It's okay. It happens. And this is a great time to bring up, computer got destroyed. Yeah, so what? Okay, that happened. But if you feel like being a supporter on my Spotify account, you guys can be a supporter of this podcast and the show, obviously, and just go ahead and click on it. And they have 3 or 4 separate dollar amounts that you could donate to the Casino Insiders. And again, like always, I appreciate you and thank you very much. All right, now, we also got to talk about Deuces, the shop, folks. Please go and get your Casino Insiders hoodie as well as your wonderful, wonderful Drinking Around Fremont Street t-shirts. It is coming to summer. Summer's coming. Not like winter's coming. Summer's coming. All right, so please go and get your Drinking Around Fremont spit it up. Please get your Drinking Around Fremont t-shirt. Sometimes you just got to have a blooper reel that is a blooper reel to have a blooper reel, if y'all know what I'm saying here. Because I feel like a blooper reel every once in a while. You know, I forget things. My brain wasn't attached, but that's a different story. Okay. We're going to pause here for a couple of ads from Expedia and Spotify. Not Expedia, from Spotify. So here we go. Pause. All right, folks. Thanks. Yes, I am a big goofball. Part of my job in life is being a big goofball. So therefore, hey, I get to pass it on to you guys. So like I said, I forgot to completely and totally talk about the betting strategies. You know, we talked about the betting theory, but the betting strategy, and I said that I would get into a little bit more. The reason why in last week's show I talked so heavily about changing the bets and moving the bets around and going higher and going lower and so on and so forth is due to the fact that when you change the bet, sometimes it'll change the algorithm on the random number generator, allegedly. And the reason why I say allegedly is they say it's all random, so on and so forth. But it seems like every once in a while when I do it and stay consistent, do it, I get paid a little bit more in return, which personally, I like getting paid in return. Don't you guys? Absolutely. So that's why I say it. Now, a lot of people sit there, and I've talked about this in previous shows. A lot of people are sitting there and they're playing next to a guy that's betting $250, right? A spin. They're paying $250 a spin and they're like, yep, here we go. And you're playing 60 cents a spin. But this guy's hit like 17 or 18 hand pays in 5 minutes and you haven't hit one in 4 days. Well, that's just because his bet's higher, which is giving him more, I guess you would call it random chances. And that actually does help you in the long run. Playing max bet does help you in the long run. If you listen to a lot of the gambling professionals out there, a lot of the slot pros, as I like to call them, they will say if you max your bet out on any denomination, you do have better odds of winning. Now, what are those percentages? I got to be upfront. I have no clue on what those percentages are. But in the long run, they will help you out. Okay? Does everybody got that? Good. In regards to me going and doing my third day of gambling, I have not done it yet. Life has gotten in the way, and I just had to get stuff done. So therefore, I'm going to be doing it probably today or tomorrow. I'm going to actually go during the day, not do it at night this time, due to the fact that with this happening, I want to try a different time frame, a different altogether, and see if there's anything that may or may not happen. If it does, great. If it doesn't, even better. So we can test a little bit more, kind of go a little sideways on our theory of if you only gamble between 2 and 4 a.m., the odds are better. Now, I have gambled at all times of the day, night, morning, so on and so forth. But so far, I've noticed some good stuff at night. Not so good stuff on the second time. As you know, we have a yes and we have a no. And I'm kind of curious to know how the afternoon goes. We'll see. Hopefully they loosen up in the afternoon and go from there. Maybe I'll go play a little pie gal, a little blackjack, see what happens. Again, I'm back in the area that I was last week. I've been up here for about a week and a half now, and I'll be going to a Hard Rock. Hey, they have treated me very nice, very well, and I know that sounds kind of funny coming from a Hard Rock chain casino, blah, 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 but they have treated me very well, and I still got to give them that huge, huge, huge shout out. All right, everybody, so if you get the opportunity, I know there's one in Florida, I know there's one in California, I want to say Michigan. I'll look them up in a minute here and I'll touch base with you. Also, last week we got out our first newsletter. So if you are interested in being on our newsletter, shoot us an email at twocasinoinsiders@gmail.com. That's our email of the moment. You never know, it could be changing in the near future. I would also like to definitely mention, when you guys do go to Deuces, the shop, you got to go to www.thecasinoinsiders.com. I did neglect to say that earlier, so thank you guys again. All right. So what's going on is I went and I was messing around because I was looking up bets and the different kinds of bets. And you guys remember how I lost that whole cool betting odds thing. I kind of went and tried to look for it again, and I couldn't find it. I mean, I had it saved, everything, the whole works, and I couldn't find it. But I came up with this betting global size report that came out in 2021, and the report is from 2018 to 2013, so you get a past, present, and a future report. And what's going to be happening is this is all over the world. The company is called Polaris Market Research, okay? And you can go to polarismarketresearch.com/industry-analysis/sports betting-market if you guys are really interested in checking this out. But back in 2021 when this came out, and yes, I know I'm dating myself by 3 years, but I thought it was really interesting, that betting in US dollars was roughly $70 billion trade around the world. And that's billion, folks. And you got to remember, what did we have in 2021? Yeah, the C word. We won't even mention that. So just so you guys know that, it dropped. Obviously, it dropped drastically from 2019 and 2018 around the world. But something that I saw that I went, are you kidding me? Did you guys know that Europe bets, and I mean when they bet, them and Asia are the Asia Pacific, are the two continents basically that have the most betting in the world as of right now, and it's only growing. Okay. I didn't realize, I mean, I knew that we bet a lot here in North America, and North America is obviously Canada, the US, and Mexico as South America, or then you have Central America and South America. I'm not going to go geography on you guys, okay? Looking at this, North America is third in betting around the world, which I had no idea of that, to be quite honest. I totally thought the U.S. would have been, number one. I mean, but no, they are ginormous in betting. The big bettors, obviously Asia Pacific and Europe, and they see substantial growth between the years 2021 and 2030. U.S. will basically be where, you ready to laugh? In 2030, they will be where Asia Pacific is now in betting. Yeah, that's how much betting goes on. Sports betting goes on in Europe. I mean, Asia Pacific. Europe is going to double to 2.5 times. Asia Pacific will end up pretty much doubling. So that's going to be absolutely amazing. The Middle East, there really isn't that much betting, as well as Latin America. Now, if I'm getting everything properly correct on this, that's crazy. So you're looking at, almost 1,000% increase by continent-wise: North America, Europe, Asia Pacific, Latin America, and the Middle East and Africa together. And you got to remember, at this moment in time, there's online betting that you can do. There aren't that many of them out there. And we did cover that in a previous episode, but I can look that up real quick too. So right now, at the end of 2023, no, as of 2024, so the beginning of 24, there are 5,098 global casinos and online casinos, folks. I find that to be kind of interesting. I hope everybody else does too. Okay, so that is from 23 to 24. That is a 5.2% increase. Yeah, folks, that's quite a bit. 5%. Around the world, obviously. And it just seems like it's growing and growing, but it is kind of fun. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to deny it. I love to gamble. My wife doesn't like it so much, but I do. Let's see what else they got here. So let's see. Global casinos on the gambling business growth in 2024, 3.6. Gambling annualized business growth from 2019 to 2024 was 5.2. Okay, so that's where it came in. So last year to this year, it was 3.6, and then annualized, it's 5.27. So that's pretty interesting. Number of businesses, obviously 5,000 and change. So when I say that's kind of interesting, that is amazing. And here's the breakdown of gambling businesses out there. In Europe, there are 3,211. In North America, there's 2,884. In Africa and the Middle East, there are 373 business. I would have never thought that in Africa and the Middle East there'd be any way to bet or gamble there, to be quite honest. I just figured it would have been Europe and North America, Latin America, so on and so forth. But actually, it's kind of interesting. Okay. Let's see what else there is here. So here's a question that was posed. What costs do startup businesses in global casinos and online gambling industry need to be aware of? The global casinos and online gambling industry relies on both capital, which is plant, machinery, and equipment, and labor to similar degrees. The highest cost for business in the global casinos and online casino industries as a percentage of revenue are wages, 20%, purchases 15.3%, and rent and utility 7.4%. For a full breakdown of the industry's cost structure, including other financial ratios and benchmarks for startup businesses, you can see, I went to ebisworld.com. You can see their full analysis if you want to take a look at it. Okay? So that's actually kind of cool how they broke that down for. I want to see if there's any other interesting facts in regards to this, because you never know. All right. Trying to get into this, and for some reason it doesn't want to show me, so that's okay. But I did want to go over that with you guys since I had forgot to, and it kind of gives me another show, which is kind of cool. Obviously, the more you bet, the more money you're going to make in the long run. Okay, do you guys understand that? Now, don't sit there and say, Deacon from the Casino Insider said that I should bet more and I will win. No, that is not what I am saying, folks. I'm saying you are gambling and you chose to gamble, okay? So therefore, you have a better opportunity and percentage-wise to win compared to not having that opportunity if you chose not to put more money in at that time. So if I had $100, I would rather take $10 spins compared to $25 spins. That's basically all that I'm trying to say. And that's just me. Does everybody get that? Good. I am glad everybody understands that. I'm glad you get that. Again, if you guys have any questions for me, please feel free. Leave me a message at twocasinoinsiders@gmail.com. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, folks, and say, like always, thank you. I appreciate you more than you even know. And deuces.